Hi everyone, Gwi-Seok here in Detroit. I think I finally got this video thing, Facebook Live thing going. So anyway, Adeline asked me if I would just spend a few minutes talking with you about my upcoming workshop on May 8th. And so my name is Gwi-Seok here in Detroit, Wawi-Yatanang Anishinaabe land with you today. And so anyway, on Saturday, May 8th, I will be teaching a workshop that I'm calling Somatic Particularity. And just to give you a little bit of background and how I came to this subject. During the pandemic, since everybody and their uncle is teaching online, I was really thinking about, what am I doing? What am I teaching? And why bother teaching when there's so many great teachers? All my favorite people are already online, and what am I adding to the mix? And so it was a really good chance to sort of reflect on my role in Ayanga Yoga, why I love Ayanga Yoga, what it is that I want to teach, why it is that I'm teaching it. And so I really concluded that I think what I offer to Iyengar Yoga is this connection between the micro and the macro. That is to say, Iyengar Yoga is such a deep, profound, meaningful, and somatic practice for our own evolution and development. And it's also a really impactful practice for our communal and social evolution, political evolution as well. But I think that that's not always, the Iyengars themselves didn't really explicitly address that. But I feel like it was always an undercurrent and a seed of potential that we're welcome to explore on our own. And so I feel like what I am hoping to offer every time I teach is a way of understanding this very individualized somatic practice as one that also impacts our communities and the world around us. That is to say, what I do on the mat is actually just like a microcosm of what I do in the world off the mat. And what I am working on myself in an asana and in pranayama, and in my study of yoga, all 8 limbs of yoga, is preparing me, is kind of priming me, is teaching me how to engage with the world in a way that's going to be as impactful on the world as it is on my own individual self. It might sound grandiose, but I really think that, so through asana and pranayama, but especially through asana, we're developing sensitivity, we're developing discernment, we're developing courage, we're developing perceptivity, learning right action at the right time. And so all of that is incredibly powerful as we move through the world. And so somatic particularity is a term that I came up with. I just coined it, made it up, and I'm sure there'll be better terms, but another way of describing Iyengar Yoga. I think that the thing about Iyengar Yoga, for people who haven't really immersed themselves in it, it's very easy to feel like, it's too picky. There are too many details, or why does the teacher want us to do something a certain way, or why does it have to be that way? Those are some of the ways that people might feel if they don't really understand the methodology. And so I feel like somatic particularity is a way of understanding, today we're using a block for this pose. Yesterday we didn't, we had our hand on the floor, or we used the wall, and understanding why there are so many variations, modifications, ways of doing things, not necessarily just therapeutic. Often it's therapeutic, but also because we might be after a particular kind of understanding, a particular an access to a particular part of the body, a part of the mind. When we're talking about accessing different parts of the body, we're really talking about accessing different parts of the mind, consciousness, awareness. And so asana is just this tremendous tool for exploring that and finding all different ways that we can learn, evolve, grow, discover through the practice of poses and through the practice of pranayama. So anyway, that's kind of what we'll be doing on Saturday. I know that it might not make a lot of sense right now, but I think once you're there, it'll make complete sense. We're not going to be, we'll be doing poses that are familiar to a lot of people. And we'll be approaching them in different ways to address particular questions, issues, concerns, directions. And so really, I'm hoping that all the different ways that we approach asana will be an inspiration for people to take into their own practice. So really, it's about really inspiring our own practice to individualize it for each particular day and whatever we might be needing and seeking on that day. And then afterwards, I'm also really excited about afterwards, Heather and I are going to engage in a conversation about the next generation of Iyengar Yoga, which is like a topic that is I'm so passionate about, I'm so excited about, because I'm so enthused about what the next generation is bringing. I used to be the next generation, but now, now there's all these people that are coming after me. So it's really exciting. For instance, here in Detroit, we have a paid apprentice program. And so we've got 5 apprentices that are making really good progress. And I'm really excited about what they're bringing to Ayanga Yoga, which is so different. Their life experiences, their perspectives are so different from anything that I've experienced. And so each person that who's in this next generation has something to offer that's going to help shape Iyengar Yoga in the years to come, in the decades to come. I remember, Lois tells a story about how she and Patricia went to Guruji in his final year of life and to ask him the very serious question about what's going to happen to Iyengar Yoga when you're no longer here with us, teaching us. And so I feel like that answer is unfolding in ways that we could not have expected and ways that are very exciting. So we'll talk about that after the workshop, and I hope you'll join us for that also. So anyway, I think that's all I have to say. I'm going to look at the questions here and comments. So let's see. Is there anything else that I should address before I sign off? So Adeline posted the link to sign up for the workshop and the conversation afterwards. And so I think that I will just say good night. I mean, for now here it's evening, and I'm going to be making dinner now. And on the West Coast, you're just enjoying your afternoon. All right. I will see you all later. Okay, take good care.